It all began in 1914 with a single spark in the Balkans. But that spark turned into a fire that soon pulled in the greatest empires of the world. The Ottoman Empire joined Germany and Austria-Hungary. The Allies, Britain, France, and Russia, stood against them. Suddenly, the war was not just European. It was global. The war spread fast. Turkish ships bombarded Russian ports. In Africa, German and British troops fought in deserts and jungles. In Asia, Japan attacked Germany's bases in China and the Pacific. Even the seas turned into killing fields, British and German fleets clashing in brutal naval battles. But the real nightmare was in Europe. In France and Belgium, trenches stretched for hundreds of miles. Soldiers lived like prisoners of mud, rats, and fear. Machine guns, barbed wire, and heavy artillery turned every attack into a massacre. In the east, Russian armies collapsed again and again, but they kept throwing millions of men into the fight. In the mountains of the Caucasus, tens of thousands of Ottoman soldiers froze to death without ever firing a shot. Then came something truly terrifying: poison gas. First used at Ypres, it burned lungs, blinded eyes, and left men clawing at the ground, gasping for air. And high above, giant airships crossed the skies, dropping bombs on British towns. For the first time, civilians felt the war at home. Yet, in the middle of all this horror, came one moment of humanity. Christmas, 1914. Soldiers from both sides climbed out of their trenches, shared food, shook hands, and even played football. A miracle in no man's land. But it didn't last. The killing soon returned. By 1916, the war reached its darkest point. At Verdun, France and Germany fought for months, over 700,000 killed or wounded. At the Somme, Britain launched an offensive. On the very first day, they lost 57,000 men, the bloodiest day in British history. This was no longer war between armies. It was war between nations. Women worked in factories to replace men gone to fight. Civilians starved under blockades. Entire communities were destroyed. In 1917, the unthinkable happened. Russia collapsed in revolution. At the same time, America entered the war, bringing fresh soldiers and endless supplies. Germany knew it had one chance left. In 1918, they launched a massive offensive. For a moment, it looked like victory. German troops came within miles of Paris, but the Allies struck back. In the 100 Days Offensive, the German army crumbled. Soldiers surrendered in the thousands. Finally, on 11 November 1918, at 11 a.m., the guns went silent. The world exhaled. But the cost was beyond imagination. 65 million soldiers mobilized, 20 million dead, entire empires destroyed. This was not the short, glorious war people had promised. It was the birth of modern warfare: tanks, planes, gas, machine guns. A war so brutal that people called it the war to end all wars.